But just having a trust doesn't make that magically happen. It has to have your assets lined up with the trust. So here's the secret that a lot of attorneys won't break down for you, but I will, because I'm the plain English attorney. Okay, so I am here at Colonial Williamsburg, taking some much needed decompression time, but you know what? I was going to do a video, and this one is going to be on trust maintenance. So say hi to Monty. Monty is actually 18 years old, but he loves it out here at Colonial Williamsburg. He likes walking around, but he can't walk around quite as much as he used to, so we kind of got a hold of this really good stroller for very cheap at Goodwill. So he gets to enjoy Colonial Williamsburg, and I get to make videos with him. Right, bud? Hi, Jeff Marsocci, the plain English attorney, and this video is going to be on trust maintenance, and I am coming to you from Colonial Williamsburg, and in the background we actually have the courthouse, so it's kind of appropriate. What most of my clients are looking for when they come to me and they say, hey, I want to avoid probate, I want a revocable living trust, that's it. They want to keep their assets out of the court system if they become incapacitated or if they pass on. So they want their assets to go to their beneficiaries with as little court interference as possible. All right, so when we're talking about trust maintenance, what exactly are we talking about? All right, it's a couple things. First, they want their assets to stay out of probate. Two, they want to make sure that the legal language is holding up, that if there are any changes to the law, that they understand what the changes are, and making sure that their assets are still avoiding probate and that they're getting the best tax benefits possible. So if there are any corrections that need to be made to the trust because of new laws, that it's there. And then the third thing is they want to make sure that they have the right people in place, that they have the right language in place, so everything goes to the people they want, and those desires may be changing as circumstances change and as time goes on. So those are the three things we're going to focus on. Okay. All right, so let's talk about that first thing. The first thing is making sure that your assets are lined up with your revocable living trust. And this probably comes to one of the biggest misconceptions about estate planning with a revocable trust that there is. People want to avoid probate. That's why they generally come to me. They want their estate to stay out of probate if they become incapacitated or they pass on. But just having a trust doesn't make that magically happen. It has to have your assets lined up with the trust. So here's the secret that a lot of attorneys won't break down for you, but I will, because I'm the plain English attorney. Probate is based on the titling of your assets. If you pass on or you become incapacitated and there are assets titled in your name, well then probate will grab a hold of them. Either while you're incapacitated, they're going to try to assign a conservator or a guardian if you don't have a power of attorney, or you pass on. Now, okay, you've got assets that are titled in your name. It has to go through the probate meat grinder before they get retitled over to your beneficiaries. So maintaining your assets as they change over time so they stay lined up with your trust is an important thing. So there might not be anything wrong with the actual trust documents. They may still say exactly what you need. They may be lined up with current law. No issues there. But if you change your financial advisor and you move all your assets into an account in your name, there's going to be issues with your trust. Now, that's one reason why I put together my trust funding course, because the biggest questions that I get all the time from existing clients is around trust funding. And wait a minute, how does this have to be titled? I moved this here, I purchased this new house, what do I need to do? All that and a lot more is in my trust funding course. So please, if you want to check that out, go to trustfundingcourse.com and it'll explain exactly what's in there. And in fact, this is something that we're going to be providing to my law office's peace of mind clients as part of their peace of mind plan. When they sign up for it, they're going to have access to this course. Check it out. Okay, unless you're new to the channel, and you might be, you know who this is. This is Kathy. This is Monty's other parent. But Kathy works in web design. So let me ask you, if somebody sets up a website and they don't update the theme or plugins for 2 years,
oh gosh,
what happens?
Well, it could be a major security risk because things are constantly changing and people are constantly trying to break into websites, and having an updated website theme or plugins makes you really vulnerable.
Okay, so on average, how often should they be updating the theme, updating plugins?
Ideally once every 1 to 2 months, unless there's a major security breach.
Okay. When we're talking about trust maintenance, we're really saying you should take a look at it every year just to see, or if something big comes up. They're talking about monthly. We're talking about annually. This would be the same as if just putting your trust in place and not doing anything for 10 years could be a huge problem. A huge problem. So make sure you're at least checking in on your trust maintenance every year, and if you have a website, make sure you're updating your themes and your plugins on a probably monthly basis. Okay, the second thing that we look for in these annual review meetings when we're looking at trust maintenance is, have there been any changes to the law or to taxes that are going to affect your trust? Now, in a lot of cases with my clients, because of the way we build the trusts, there isn't a lot that needs to be changed with the documents. In fact, in 25 years of doing trusts, there was only one time that we really had to do a change because of the change in the law and go back to trusts that were already in place because of this change, because they changed some terminology and we just needed to make 100% sure that our clients got the right tax credits when the time came. So it's not like there was a change, then suddenly the document needed to be revamped, and then 2 years later there's another change, and then a few years later there's another change. That's just not the way it worked. So if you're with an attorney and you have a trust and there are constant changes that need to be made to the regular language, not because you have changes you want, but because of taxes, you might want to take a look and make sure that the trust was actually built right the first time. All right, so we're still chilling outside the magazine at Colonial Williamsburg, but what about those tax changes? In a lot of cases, it's just more about counseling, maybe rearranging assets a little bit, but it's not going to have actual changes to the documents that you need to make. You just don't have to do that. Now, it is important to me to make sure you're aware of those tax changes because they can change your money a lot, but it's not necessarily going to actually affect the documents you have, in particular the trust document. So just keep that in mind. All right, so the third thing that has to go into trust maintenance is making sure you still have the right people in place and where you want assets to go after you're gone are staying up to date. Now, on average, my clients are making changes to these things because of their desires about every 5 to 7 years. That's really it. But it's worth going through every year when you're meeting with your attorney to make sure that everything is still the way you want it to be, regardless of changes to the law, regardless of changes to your assets, you at least want to make sure. I can tell you with this past 2 years, with everything that's been going on, I've had a lot of my clients come to me and say, I didn't realize how crazy this particular relative was. We need to take them out of the power of attorney and trustee list. And so we've had to make more changes than usual, just because some of my clients are seeing a different side of the people they've chosen. So every year it's worth at least addressing and seeing, is this something that needs to be changed? But again, on average, it's only every 5 to 7 years that my clients need to make a change to their trust because their goals and their situation has changed. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. As always, please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss anything. Now, if you want to check out, we've got some links below for some other good videos as well as some playlists, but in particular, check out the video Up in Flames about destroying a good estate plan, mainly by neglect, which is why we need trust maintenance. So as always, please stay safe, plan ahead, and enjoy life, and whatever you do, make it a great day.